When I was a beginner, I worked so hard at getting that first chord down that I was like, okay, I've got this chord now. It's called what? Oh, it's called a C chord. And when I had it, I was like, right, I'm just going to mess around with this. I was naturally creative. And I think that this is a really good thing when you're starting out, to be creative and to think, like, what can I do with this now I've got it? And the first thing I did, as maybe you have done, is I moved it around. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound very nice. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. That sounds rubbish. And I moved it about. And I wanted to make a lesson and share this idea with you, because I think what you'll find is by moving around some of these chords that you've worked really hard to get under your fingers over your time of being a beginner, you'll find that there's lots of sort of fun things you can do with it. So, for example, this C chord, if you move this up all the way to fret 8, you get this really lovely sort of G suspended chord. And then if you move that down to fret 3, now when I talk about the fret numbers, I mean where the index finger would lie on the C chord, right? So first of all, this idea of C moved up to here to become this D, this is a really lovely thing, just to move your chord around. And that's actually the beginning of Man on the Moon by R.E.M. So Peter Buck, the guitarist from R.E.M., he'd thought about this moving around the chord idea. And moving it up here just gives you lots of creativity. So what else? What other chords can you move around? Well, another one that I did when I was a kid and I got obsessed with was the E chord moved up to fret 2. And I just thought, okay, that's like a billion Spanish songs that I've heard, Spanish guitar songs that I've heard. And I was just being obsessed, just going. I just absolutely loved that sound. I mean, who wouldn't? And then I was like, well, where else does it go? Fret 6 sounds pretty sweet. And fret 8. And all the way up, you can always play any of your chords, higher octaves, here on 13. You can't see that, there you go. So moving an E chord around sounds really, really nice. And actually it's the basis of things called bar chords further on down the line. Another chord is what I call the beginner's F, or an F major 7. So that's fret 1 on the B string, fret 2 on the G, and fret 3 on the D string. And you strum bottom 4 for this chord. If you move this around a bit like the C to fret 3, and up here on fret 8, you get some really sweet chords. And this actually became inspiration for one of the first early songs I ever wrote. That had this moving around. The other chord to look at is your D. You can move this D around fret 4, fret 7, fret 9, and they sound really nice with the D note or picking. So move your D around, play about with these chords and see what they sound like. Another one to look at is this chord. Now it's a little more intermediate, you might not have come across this chord as much. But this is called like a B suspended second. So this is fret 2 on the A string and fret 4 on the D and the G. And you strum it with the open E and B string. And moving this around is kind of the start of something called power chords with the octave. But because it's got these open strings, it becomes something else. Anyway, moving this around, this is fret 2, fret 3, fret 5, fret 7, fret 9, 10, and 12. Moving this also sounds really, really nice. So long story short, if you've taken all this effort to learn a chord shape and get it on your fingers, why not move it around? Why not experiment with it? See what you can come up with, maybe even write a song with it. Keep on playing.